So last week I made a video talking about prospects to watch out for, and one of the prospects I had was Joseph Luciano, who is still a very good fighter in my opinion, but he ended up losing that fight very dominantly to an undefeated fighter, 24 years old, uh, Jonathan Micallef. Really, really fucking good fighter. I knew he was a good fighter, but I thought it was like a step up a bit too soon. Yeah, he completely fucking proved me wrong. Uh, he absolutely dominated Joseph Luciano. Luciano, and I've got this under good authority. If you know, I got sources, and I had a source tell me if Luciano won that fight, he's going to be signed straight to the UFC, not contender series. He's literally going to get signed right in. Obviously, well, plans have definitely changed after that. He got 50-45 in my opinion. Could have been 49-46, but this guy is fucking crazy. Like, this guy is really fucking good. He's got really good Muay Thai, really good striking, very good kicks. His hands are pretty good. Obviously, he does need to sharpen his striking up a little bit, but he's got really good striking. But his grappling is where he's best. He's got really good grappling. His takedown defense looked fucking pristine in that fight against Joseph Luciano. Like, his takedown defense reminded me a lot of Jamal Hill when he fought Glover Teixeira. Literally, just like nothing could get him down. Luciano, really good grappler, very good wrestler, gets everybody down, but he couldn't get him down once. I think I think Micallef probably stuffed about 11 takedowns that fight, something crazy like that. Had crazy cardio and it didn't look tired at all that whole fight. Fought at a really high pace, used a lot of volume striking on the feet. Actually took down Joseph Luciano, who I can't remember him being taken down in a fight. Maybe that just speaks to me not having a great memory or something, but I don't think Luciano's ever been taken down like that. And I don't think he's ever been mauled. He got taken every time Mikhailov shot a takedown. He got him down with ease. He must be really fucking strong, because this is one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen on the regional scene. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I really did, and I still do hold Joseph Luciano in really high esteem. Still think he is a really good fighter. Like, he didn't look like he had an off night. It just looked like Mikhaev was just so much better than him. I think that just speaks to how good this guy is. But yeah, definitely that performance really opened my eyes, and I went back and I watched some of his fights. I had watched his fights before. I had watched the fight with Jack James and Kerr, Kiwi Kerr, who was a Muay Thai fighter. So I didn't rate that win too highly because 2-6 in MMA, Muay Thai background, but Micallef just went in there, destroyed him like you'd think he would. Didn't make it competitive or anything, but very smart, very high fight IQ. Just went in there, took him down, and subbed him straight away. Jack James is a really good win as well. 4-1, now 4-2 after he lost to Micallef, but very good fighter, and Micallef beat him. Faced adversity in that fight, but showed that he can really face adversity and really come back. The guy's will to win, and heart is, that's something you can't teach. But this guy has it in spades. Like, he really does have a lot of heart and will to win, which is always good to see out of a young fighter. And like, he faced some real big adversity, and to come back from it, like, and dominate the next round is really impressive in my opinion. Like, that's something you can't teach. So he's just a natural fighter. Like, he's not just a martial artist or a competitor. He's like an actual fighter. I know that sounds like weird, but there's like mixed martial artists, and then there's like actual fighters. Obviously, they're all fighters, but I mean, like, people who can face that adversity and not just like die to it. Because there's a lot of fighters who, once they face a bit of adversity, they just crumble. But this guy doesn't crumble. I watched his pro debut, got a head kick KO, beautiful KO there. And then I watched his amateur loss because I was like, "Ooh, how the fuck did anyone beat this guy?" And I go and watch his amateur loss, and he clearly clearly fucking won that fight. Like, this guy should be, I think, 11-0, something like that. I think he should be 6-0 as an amateur. So yeah, he should be 11-0 combined MMA record, amateur and pro. But he got really badly robbed. I have no clue how they gave it to his opponent. I thought he clearly won that fight. Like, the guy should be 11-0. Really good striker, really big for a welterweight too. This guy looked fucking huge. Has like a 73-inch reach, I think, 74-inch reach. So he's got a decent reach on him for a welterweight, which is always handy. Uh, Very grappling heavy style, which is always good for heavyweights, but very good striking. I know this is going to be a real fucking hot take, and I know this is going to seem crazy to say, but if you put him in the UFC right now, I would pick him to beat Sean Brady. I know that sounds crazy, but Sean Brady's not going to take this guy down. This guy's takedown defense is so good. He's so much bigger than Sean Brady. He would tool up Sean Brady on the feet. I generally believe you put uh, Jonathan Micallef in there right now with Sean Brady and he'd win. I know that sounds crazy, but I think Luciano is better than Sean Brady too. This is going to sound like Australian bias, but I think Micallef will go on Dana White Contender Series next year, and he'll prove me right. I know this is crazy to make. Like I said, I picked him in all of his fights except for the Luciano fight because I thought it was too soon, but I was completely wrong. The fact he went out there and beat Luciano like that, I'm all aboard. I think this guy's the best welterweight in the country. I think he would beat uh, the Kiwi guy. Fucking hell. I just forgot his name. Mark Vale, that's it, Mark Vale. He fought Takashi Sato and got KO'd. I think Mikaev would beat him. I think he would beat Alden Bates or Caleb Rideout, whoever wins that fight. Like I generally think this guy's the best welterweight in the country. After that performance, it's hard to deny him that. And I just think he could beat fucking everybody. Like when I say everybody, I'm not saying like everybody in the UFC yet. The guy's only 24 years old. He's gonna keep improving, but imagine how good this guy is gonna be in like 2 years' time. Like he's rapidly improving. Like even if you look at his performance against Jack James, which was like a couple of months ago, and then his fight against Luciano, he's literally leveled up within months. Like this guy's evolution is crazy to see. And the matchmakers were watching that card like 100% because they were watching for Luciano because they were going to sign him straight up if he won. So he's definitely got to be on the radar now. He's 5-0. He had Tom Nolan on there at 5-0, and he didn't even win like a regional championship. Still a beast. I'm glad that he deserved to be in there. But I'm just saying like Mikaev has won a regional championship, and I think you could give him a Dana White Contender Series opportunity, or maybe get some more experience. I wouldn't mind. 6-0 sounds better for Dana White's Contender Series, but I feel like the more experience he gets, like Jesus Christ, he's going to be a problem. Like his takedown defense looked fucking amazing. Like every time he had been taken down in previous fights, he does just hop right back up anyway. He's got good get-ups, but like literally made Joseph Luciano's takedowns look ineffective. He made Luciano look like fucking blood diamond in the grappling. Like he couldn't get a single takedown. It was crazy to see because Luciano was so good with his grappling. Like generally, I've never been more flabbergasted at a performance. This guy is fucking good. Good striking, like I mentioned, good Muay Thai, good takedown defense, good submissions, plenty of experience, amateur and pro. Tough, good durability, doesn't fucking quit. You can fucking knock this guy down like 3 times, and I think he would still keep coming forward and trying to break you. Very good style of fighting. Young, plenty of time to get even more improvement, which is scary to think about. Like, I think this guy is generally up there with one of the best prospects out of Australia now. Like, I was sold on him. Like, I thought he was a good prospect, like I said, but I thought it was too soon for him. Nah, not at all. This guy's fucking great. So yeah, I'm completely sold on him. I think he's in like the top 3 best prospects in all of Australia. Like I generally believe that. Like this guy, I'm not gonna say he's fully elite because obviously he hasn't gone to that international level yet, but I think this guy could be an elite fighter in the future because this guy doesn't even train full time. Like, well, I don't know full time, but like, I mean, he works a job and everything. Like, I think he works a full time job, and he's that good. Imagine when he goes international and he can only, focus on just training. Like, he's gonna get even fucking better, which is like even scary to think about. But yeah, I have Jonathan Micallef as one of the best Australian prospects. So just keep your eye out for his fights. Go rewatch some of his fights if you can find them. Like the guy just looks really good all round, and yeah, I think someone to keep your eye on. I could see him getting signed to the UFC after another win, or getting a Dana White Contender Series opportunity. And yeah, I look forward to it. I'd love to see this guy mixing up with the welterweights. I know it sounds crazy I'm picking against Sean Brady, but I really would. Sean Brady can't take this guy down. There's no way he's beating him because Micallef is a much better striker than Sean Brady, more powerful, got way better cardio. If he stuffs the takedowns from Sean Brady, Brady's going to gas so heavy. Like, I think he's a nightmare matchup for Sean Brady, and I'm willing to die on that hill. It's going to age really badly, but I'm willing to die on that fucking hill. But anyway, that's all I've got to say. So keep your eye out for Jono Micallef, because I think this guy will be in the UFC within the next year at least. Yeah, this guy, like I say, this guy's really fucking good. You know, I I will I will give like when I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong, and I was definitely wrong. This guy is fucking amazing. This guy is like a elite prospect coming out of Victoria. Like solid wins as well. With like Jack James and Joseph Luciano are both really good wins in my opinion. So yeah, I'd love to see the Matt Vale fight. I feel like that's a good test for him. I think he would win that, but we'll see what happens. Kevin Ducey got signed to the UFC after winning the welterweight title, so maybe that'll happen again here. But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you give it a like. Let me know if you've watched Jono Micallef fight before. So let me know your thoughts of him as a prospect. And if you haven't seen him, go watch some of his highlights, go watch some of his fights, then come back to this video and let me know what you think about him as a fighter. Go check out the Hex Instagram page. There is a highlight of this guy's performance against Joseph Luciano. A really impressive performance. Go watch that and just let me know what you think about this guy because his takedown defense looks fucking crazy. Like, I can't believe he didn't get taken down once. Like, Luciano is a fucking really good grappler, but yeah, that's all I've got to say. So yeah, go check that out and come back and let me know what you think of him because I think he's someone to really keep your eye out on. But I don't think that's it for Luciano either. I still think he's a good fighter, Gets another win or two. We could have another Kevin Doucette versus Caleb Rideout situation where maybe Luciano gets signed after another win or two, and maybe Micallef doesn't. I'm not hoping for that. That did happen with Kevin Doucette and Caleb Rideout, so I wouldn't completely rule that out, like happening somehow. But I think Micallef should be in the UFC within a year. But if he builds more time to develop, he's 24 years old. He's gonna be a fucking monster. He's gonna be a fucking monster. He's gonna be a wrecking ball. I don't know how you're gonna be able to stop this guy, especially if his striking keeps getting better and better. Like, yeah, he'll definitely be a problem. The performance against Luciano remind me a lot of Kamaru Usman's performance against Tyron Woodley. It was sort of that, like not expecting him to go in there and dominate like that. That was the best way I could describe that. The shock and just the awe of that performance. But anyway, yeah, sorry, I dragged that little ending speech on a little bit there. But yeah, that's all I've got to say there. So yeah, just let me know what you think of this guy as a prospect, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.